हाम्रो यस ऐतिहासिक अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय सम्मेलनलाई यस्तो गरिमामय स्थान दिनुभएकोमा हामी आयोजकहरूको तर्फबाट सम्माननीय राष्ट्रपतिज्यू तथा यस संस्थालाई आभार प्रकट गर्न चाहन्छु। अबको कार्यक्रम स्वागत मन्तव्यको रहेको हुँदा म स्वागत मन्तव्यको लागि डाक्टर इसाबेला खड्का कन्फरेन्स कोअर्डिनेटरलाई स्टेजमा आइदिनु हुन आग्रह गर्दछु। Now we have a program of welcome speech, so I would like to request Dr. Isabella Khadka, Conference Coordinator, to be here on the stage, please.
Right Honorable Madam President, Mrs. Bidya Devi Bhandari, Honorable Governors of the Provinces, Chief Minister of Province Number 2, Honorable Members of Parliament of the Government of Nepal, Excellencies, officials and Rotarians from the Rotary District 3292, travel grant recipients, conference attendees, well-wishers and friends, Namaste. And to everyone, a hearty welcome. I am the conference coordinator, Dr. Isabella Bassignana Khadka, and I am here to welcome you today to the inaugural of this first ever truly international conference on snakebite ever to be held in Nepal. This meeting has been more than 2 years in the making, and along the way there have been many twists and turns. But the story of how we all come to be here today starts long before that. The story begins some 20 years ago when a young medical doctor from Dharan met an even younger Swiss researcher and started plying him with the stories of the ravages of snakebite in rural Nepali communities. Nothing doing. That young Swiss man was just not interested. He had no capacity and even less interested in the problem of snakebite. And so it went for a few more years, with the young doctor requesting and the young Swiss researcher resisting. Needless to say that in the end, a young Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Sharma finally prevailed upon that young Francois Chapuis, and the result was the first ever photographic guide to the venomous snakes of Nepal. The volume is still in print. It is available freely on the internet for anyone to consult, and it continues to be the most comprehensive and authoritative guide to the venomous snakes of Nepal. The story continues, and in the intervening 20 years, climate change, insurgency, and other pressures related to a shifting and ever-increasing population, the problems of snakebite became even worse. And during all of that time, the Nepal Army, the Ministry of Health and Population through the EDCD, the BP Koirala Institute of Health Sciences in Dharan, the Nepal Red Cross, and many others, these groups did so much. They did their best in difficult conditions and with very limited resources. But still, too many people die. The story continues. Another chance encounter some 5 years ago at the Rotary Club of Kathmandu Midtown. Dr. Sanjeev Sharma, by that time Nepal's recognized authority on snakebite, presented the scenario to some 50 caring Rotarians. His message so touched them that their board decided to take up snakebite as a priority needs-driven issue. But you know, good wishes are not enough. The hunt was on to look for funding. Then the story continues. 2 ladies, fast friends, shopping buddies, and a chance conversation with the then Australian ambassador, Glenn White, who encouraged them to apply for DAP funding from the government of Australia. The result was a collaboration with the hospital in Dharan that trained paramedics through the East, Central, and Western Terai. And over the past 3 years, Over 114 doctors and 308 paramedics have now received that training, but still, too many people die. Training doctors and paramedics is not enough. Greater structural change is needed. This brings us to the meeting that we are all here today. The Chinese proverb says, "When you drink the water, remember who dug the well." And this meeting is made possible by the good wishes of so many people. First, a hearty thanks to our international speakers who have come from far and wide. These are the foremost experts from around the world, from Australia, from the UK, from India, from Bangladesh, from Switzerland, from Germany, and by video link, even from Costa Rica. Thank you for coming and making the effort to be with us here today. Civil society has shown a groundswell of positive support for this conference. A big thank you goes to all of our supporters and promoters. First, to the good graces of Dr. Roop Jyoti and the Grande City Hospital of Kathmandu, who was the first to give us encouragement and really tangible support. And to the government of Switzerland, who had originally contributed to that first volume on snakes, and who, through the embassy here in Kathmandu, has expressed their willingness to continue the collaboration and involvement, and has shown that willingness in a meaningful way. With these two pillars, we had the impetus to go ahead. As this conference coordination began in earnest, we received much appreciated additional support from the Government of Australia, from the BP Koirala India Nepal Foundation, the Global Snakebite Initiative, Vin's Bioproducts, the Rotary Club of Kathmandu Midtown, and the Rotary Club of Higashi Osaka Nishi, Japan, Osho World Travel, and the Hotel Annapurna. With apologies for those who on this morning I may have inadvertently forgotten. We took a little bit of that funding, not only to support the conference, but to give 43 very modest travel grants for young doctors and paramedics from the Terai to bring them here to Kathmandu so that they could be part of this conference. These brave young first responders are the frontline workers, the interface to the people who are victims, the poorest of the poor, who are vulnerable because of their perilous living conditions. To these young medical workers, we welcome you. You are our honored guests today, and we salute the good work that you do. We would also like to acknowledge our partners in organizing this conference, the Government of Nepal, Ministry of Health and Population, who are our full partners, to the BP Koirala Hospital in Dharan, who are at the forefront to disseminate information and training, and to Simon, the Society of Internal Medicine of Nepal, who have been our organizational supporters here in Kathmandu. This conference is the culmination of our efforts to date. It will hopefully give a platform to those groups in Nepal who are already working in the area of snakebite to make contacts nationally, regionally, and globally. But this is only the first step. Many more activities are already under discussion. And without stealing the thunder of the speakers who will speak after me, I can briefly tell you that the WHO here in Nepal is already working with the government of Nepal to prepare guidelines. There is a field manual for paramedics and doctors in preparation. There are discussions with the Global Snakebite Initiative for greater involvement in Nepal. And the Rotary Club of Nepal has indicated some interest to help us to conduct a national awareness and prevention campaign. To conclude, a hearty thanks to everyone who has been involved. Enjoy the inaugural in the meeting. We look forward to continuing to work with you for a Nepal where no one dies from snakebite. Thank you.